Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we are exploring ServiceNow Instance Scan, a powerful tool for proactively identifying and resolving configuration issues in your instance. If you are looking to optimize your ServiceNow instance, then you have come to the right place. Let's get started. You must be doing customization and configuration in your instance. You must be writing multiple scripts in your ServiceNow platform. However, do you know if your platform is still healthy, secured, and upgradable after all of these customizations? ServiceNow provides an application called Instance Scan to do the analysis of your instance for configurations and customizations that indicate health issues and identify opportunities to address best practices. Instance Scan. Instance Scan is a built-in feature in ServiceNow which is used to examine your instance for configurations that indicate health issues and identify opportunities to address best practices. It helps to maintain a healthy and well-performing instance by analyzing configuration data and identifying potential issues. It checks your existing configurations and helps you to avoid creating future configuration issues. It offers a set of predefined scans that covers various areas such as performance, security, and upgradeability. Instance Scan is a tool that can be used as part of your development operations, release management, as well as pre and post upgrades. Let's dive deeper into how Instance Scan works and how you can leverage it to optimize your ServiceNow instance. ServiceNow has a standalone application for Instance Scan. This is my personal developer instance. In Application Navigator, you need to type Instance Scan. And here is the application. Now, first module is checks, which shows list of out-of-the-box checks created in the platform. You can create your own checks as well, as per the best practices you follow in your organization. Then the next one is suites. In this module, you can create a package of checks which you want to run together, like security type of checks, which is called as a suite. The next module is results. This shows list of results generated from each scan and their status. The next module is findings, which shows list of all records of findings which got generated after every scan, which are basically the issues encountered after the scan. Next module is dashboard, which shows how many scans were executed and what are different findings. And last module is table cleanup, which shows the rules for cleaning up scan results table after a specific time. Now, this will make sure that scan results data is not consuming lot of space of your instance. Let's see what are major components of Instance Scan. Checks, results, findings, dashboard are the major components of Instance Scan. Instance Scan offers several predefined scan types, each targeting a specific aspect of your instance. Let's explore some of the key scan types. Performance Scan, which identifies potential performance issues related to server-side and client-side scripting, business rules, and other configurations. Security Scan checks for vulnerabilities in your instance, such as insecure scripting practices, unprotected web service endpoints, or misconfigured ACLs. Next is best practice scan. Compares your instance configuration against ServiceNow best practices, ensuring you are following recommended guidelines. And the next one is upgradeability scan, which analyzes customizations that might impact the upgrade process, helping you prepare for the smooth upgrade experience. Types of instance scan. There are 3 types of scan which can run with instance scan. Full scan, which scans the whole instance for the available checks. Point scan, which executes all applicable checks against a single record, update set, or an application. Test scan, which executes for a single check and shows the results. Who can access instance scan? The users with scan_user and scan_admin roles can access the instance scan application with actual ServiceNow admin as well. Scan_user can run the scan. Scan_admin can create the checks like ServiceNow admins. Instance scan checks. Check is a rule which detect issues and run against tables, records, or metadata. Checks are defined to identify security, upgrade, best practices, manageability, user experience, and performance vulnerabilities. As an example, you should not use DOM manipulation in client scripts. This is kind of best practice which will have a rule defined in a check, and this check will review if any client script has DOM code mentioned. ServiceNow does provide out-of-the-box checks. There are around 66 checks. Go to Application Navigator. We will pin this. Now here we have instance scan. You will see out-of-the-box checks in this module, checks. So click on checks. Now these are all out-of-the-box checks. We have total 66 checks. Now open any record. Let's say this one. So this is one of the check. It has details like name of the check, category, priority, short description, and resolution details as well. And there are some other fields like run condition, table, condition, and you also have a script field. Now you can create new checks as well as per the use case you have in your organization. Let's see what different types of checks you can create in instance scan. First is table check, which is applied on a single table, and you can also include scripting for performing checks. If you know the table and condition you want to check, then you can use this type of check. In ServiceNow, go to checks, and then you will see this new button. Click on this new button. Now when you will click on this new button to create check, then you will see the first option as table check. Create a new table check. Now if you will click this link, then you will see the new form, and you will also see the option to select the table and condition, and the reason is because this is a table check. Next check is column type check, which retrieves all records containing a specific column field type out of script, XML, and HTML from all tables in an instance. You go to checks again, click on new button. The second option you will see column type check. If I will click on this link, then you can see a new field which is column type, and I can select the options like script, XML, and HTML. You also have a script field here as well. Next is script only check, in which you verify configurations with your own script without specifying a table or a column. Go to checks again, click on new, and third option is script type check. When you will click on this, you will see the new form, and this time you will not see column type or table to select. You will only see script field where you can provide your script to perform the check in any element of the system. Last one is linter check, which identifies issues in a script and review the code mentioned in all scripting elements of the platform. So you go to checks again and you click on new button, and last option is linter type check. Linter check. When you click on this, you will see a new form and you will see script field where you can provide your script to perform the check on code. So this is the module of check, which shows the list of all checks created in the instance. And you can see all of these out of the box checks. The total number of checks right now are 66 checks. All these are out of the box checks. At the top, you can also see 3 buttons. New, which is to create a new check. Schedule full scan. This is if you want to run the scan frequently or after some interval. And next is execute full scan, which is to run full scan on demand. Scans. We learnt about 3 types of scan. Now let's learn them in details. First type of scan is execute a full scan. You can execute a scan for the entire instance by clicking execute full scan button. It will run all the active checks present in your instance. List of checks is already open and you can see all these out of the box checks. And at the top you can see 2 buttons, schedule full scan and execute full scan. Now if you will click this button, this execute full scan, then scan will be executed. Now full scan will take time as it reviews all the scripts and major elements of the platform. Next type of scan is point scan. Point scan is used to execute all applicable checks against a single record, update set, on an application by selecting Run Point Scan button. This Run Point Scan is a related link available on most of the elements of the platform like script includes, client scripts, update sets, etc. Let's open any script include. So if I go to Application Navigator and I will type script include, and I will click on script includes. This is the list of script includes available in our instance. I will open any one, let's say this one. And if I scroll a little bit bottom, yes, you can see this link run point scan. This is the related link. This is the run point scan. Now, if I will click on this link, then scan will be executed for this particular record. Now, there are some conditions for this link to be visible to run point scan for a record. And the conditions are at least one check should be applicable to the record. You should have read access to the record where you want to run this point scan. The record is on the table that extends sys underscore metadata. You must be an admin or have scan underscore user role. And the last one is there is a system property glide.scan.enable underscore point underscore scan underscore UI underscore action. This property should be true so that you can see a run point scan link or button on a form on a particular record where you want to execute this scan. Now, if these conditions are matched, all these conditions are matched, then you can see a run point scan, a related link on a record. You can also run point scan on update set. So in application navigator, go to local update sets, open any record, maybe let's say this one. In the related link, you will find this link, scan update set. If you will click on this link, then system will perform the scan for applicable checks on all elements which are part of update set. You can also run point scan at application level. So what do you have to do? You have to go to applications. So here I will maybe type system applications. So here we have system applications and we have this module, all available application. I can click on all. Now this will show me all the applications available to download, install, and already installed as well. I can open any record, let's say this application. So I will, or maybe this one, action status automation. So I will just open this one. You just have to click. This is something plugins as well. When you have to look for the plugins, that's how you can just open any record. This is active repair. I think this is just one of the small plugin. I think we need to look for actual application. Let me check. Maybe admin center. Admin center is an application. If I go at the bottom, yes, you can see we have this related link, scan application. And if you will click on this link, then ServiceNow will perform the scan for the whole application. That means system will perform the scan for the whole application and it will scan all applicable checks on all elements which are part of this application. Next type of scan is test scan. Execute a test scan to verify if the check works as expected. The test scan enables you to test a single check instead of full scan by selecting a single check and selecting test check on the check form. You can go to instance scan application again. Go to checks. Now open any check record. So I will open this one. And on the form, you will see this button, test check. And if you will click on this, then scan will be executed for this particular check. That means it will perform the check on all the elements which are applicable on the basis of this check. And it will show you the results. Execute a scan. Let's run a full scan in our instance. Go to checks. Now click on execute full scan. So if I will click on this, scan has started and it is currently running. And it's completed as well. Now this is how scan is executed. Now you must have observed that this was pretty much fast. And the reason is that this is a fresh new instance and does not have any additional customizations or configurations. So if you will run this full scan in your instance, which is your enterprise instance with a lot of development and implementation, then instance scan will take good amount of time to complete the scan. Scan results. An instance scan result reports the status of executed scan. Now we just ran the full scan. So what you can do, you can click on go to result. This will show you the details of executed scan. This will show you the details of executed scan. Scan result record is generated for a specific scan. It shows you the scan result number, type of scan, and status of scan, which can be in progress, complete, or failed, and the time it took to complete the scan, which is execution time. You can also see the related list, which shows the detailed results of scan. First tab is scan findings. This shows up all the findings encountered during the execution of checks. Next is suites. It shows all the suites that ran as part of the scan. But as of now, we didn't have any suite for this scan. Next tab is checks, which shows all the checks that ran as part of this scan. So when you ran the full scan, when you executed that full scan, it basically executed these 52 checks. And next one is failures. It shows all the checks that failed during the execution of scan. It also provides the reason of the failure. Next is scan log. It shows up the messages encountered during the entire scan. It's just the logging. Next is scan statistics. Shows statistics about the checks. Next and last tab is targets, which shows all the targets against which checks have executed. Scan findings. Finding is an issue which can be related to customization or configuration done in the instance, or potential health issue or deviation from best practices. It is a reference to a record that has violated a rule from a check on the instance, like any client script record. You can access findings in findings module here under instance scan. This shows the list of all the findings, including related scan result. If you open any finding record, which we can open it from here, if you will click directly on the list, that particular record, then it will open the check, not the finding. So you have to go to the eye option, eye icon, open it, and then you can click on open. Now here is the finding, scan finding, which shows you different details. So you can see first count, that is one, result, that which particular result it is associated with. Then it has source table, which has been caught in this finding. Then you have source, then you have check, that which check it is related with. Then you have category, priority, check version, short description, and you also have resolution details. Now the best part of finding is that it also provides you the resolution details, so that you can fix the finding as well. If there is any issue in any of the element caught in this scan, then you can also fix it by seeing this scan finding resolution details. Mute a finding. When we do a lot of changes in the platform, there might be some cases when you are fined to violate the checks due to some business needs. In that case, you can mute a finding to avoid from being reported in the next scan results. So let's say this is the finding we have. You can see this mute button at the top. Now if I will click on this button, I will see a pop-up to provide the reason for mute. And I can select like not applicable, risky change, or priority, not priority. That means I want to mute this finding, mute this rule, that it should not come in the next report because it's not maybe priority for me right now. It's a risky change if I will fix it, or it's not applicable. So if I will click on mute, that means after, let's say, applicable, and if I click on mute, it will mute this particular finding. So you can see mute reason here, not applicable, which we just applied. And here you can see the button unmute. That means this finding is muted now. And if you have to unmute, you can just click on this unmute button. Now you can also enable mute for a finding automatically by creating mute rule, That's a feature provided out of the box from ServiceNow. So we do have a table which is not available directly in instance scan application. So you can just type scan underscore mute, which is the name of the table, mute rule, and just type dot list and you press enter. We will do it again. I think it's scan mute underscore rule dot list. You have to add underscore rule as well. Then you press enter. Yes, see, so we already have this kind of rule already created. If you have to add additional rules, you can just click on this new button and you can just select the check for which type of check you want to mute that finding. You can put the mute reason as well, and then you can put the source table. So let's say you will run the scan next time, and if system will find that we have any check and that check has a finding in that particular scan, and we do have this kind of rule available, in that case it will ignore it. It will mute that particular finding and it will not show you in the results. Scan task. A finding should definitely be resolved before you move the update set into further environments of ServiceNow. That means after making changes to the different elements like client script, business rules, script includes, and you're capturing those changes in an update set. So before you move those changes to next environment, you have to resolve the issue as well if something got found in scanning. So in that case, you can create a scan task from that finding. That means, let's say you ran something, you created a business rule, you ran the instance scan, and you found some issues, you found maybe some findings for that particular business rule. In that case, you can create a scan task so that at least you can track the work, track the fix of that particular finding. How? We can just go to the instance. I can go to instance scan application. I can go to findings. I can open, let's say, this finding. It opened the check, not the finding. I will go back. I will click on this icon. I will open the record. Here we already have a task. So this is how you can create a new task. It is a scan task. Create the new task, assign here, and that's it. Assign to someone, a developer, an admin, so that who can fix this particular finding. Whatever issue this scan has found, you can fix it, and you can track all those scan tasks as well to make sure that everything is solved before we move those changes to next environment. Instance scan dashboard. There are two types of dashboard available in instance scan. One is results dashboard, which you can access directly from the result record. And another one is instance scan results, which is the main dashboard you can access directly from the instance scan application because there is a module for that. Now, these dashboards shows the visual representation of the health of your instance. This dashboards helps you to manage and analyze the results of full scan against your instance. Now, one dashboard you can access directly from the application, which is here. If you click on this, you will see this dashboard. The name of the dashboard is instance scan results. It shows you the latest scan as well. See, it says scan finding count, and here it shows the scan instance scan result list, all those results. And then it also provides you the interactive filter. You can see the data on the basis of these filters as well. Now, there is another dashboard. If you go to results, you open any result record and you just click on this results dashboard. If you will click on this, it will open the dashboard as well. This time it is different. So you can see it says previous scan. We got this one. It says latest scan. We got these 19 findings. Scan tasks by priority. We do have one task as well. Average findings over time, category breakdown, product breakdown, findings by developer. You can see which developer is doing those changes and system is able to find those issues. And here is product breakdown. It says empty, but you have to remember we have a lot of modules in the instance. Today, a lot of customers must be using a lot of modules. How you will come to know that which particular issue is related to which module? In that case, this product breakdown will be really helpful. Table cleanup. Instance Scan provides a table cleanup feature to delete past scan results. Out of the box, there are two policies available. If I go to instance scan, here we have table cleanup module. If you will click on this, you can see two out of the box policies. Now, first one is if the result records are older than 90 days, then it clears all scan result records and related records. The second policy is if scan type is test scan and records are older than 14 days, then it deletes all scan results records and related records. You can modify these policies as well, and you can also create new policies as per your business need. Let's create a new check with a practical use case, which you can also apply in your instance. And this will also help you to understand more about instance scan. The use case is that client script should not use glide record in script. Now, this is the recommended practice from ServiceNow. It is the guideline directly from ServiceNow that you should not use as a developer. You should not use glide record in client script. It will impact the performance of the system. Now, we can do this with table type check. So let's go to our instance. We will go to checks and we will click on create this new button so that we can create a new check. I will click on this one, the first option, which is create a new table check. I can provide the name. Let's say I will provide do not use glide record. Category, I can select performance, priority 1 for sure. Short description, I can just copy, paste and paste here. In resolution details, you can put use glide Ajax instead of glide record. This is the solution. Here I can select the table. Table would be where exactly we want to apply this on client record, client script. So I will just mention client script. Here we have client script. We have selected that table. Now we have to provide the condition. Now condition will be script field because we don't want glide record to be available in script field. So I will select script contains. And whenever you write a glide record, you always use this API, glide record. So I can just save this. So our new check is created. Apart from those 66 checks, total we have 67 checks now. Now we will test this. Now we can check this via this button, which is test check. Now, when you will initiate the scan will be executed on all the client scripts of the instance. Now, as of now, none of the scripts using glide record, but we can check that how. Let's click on this test check button. If you will click on this, it will execute the scan. It says 0 warnings, 0 errors, 0 findings, nothing. That means none of the script using glide record as of now. And it's obvious because this is out of the box instance. We have not touched this instance yet. Now what I will do, I will just close this. I will just create a sample client script. So I will go to client scripts, click on client scripts, click on new, just a demo or sample client script so that I can validate this check. And here I will just mention glide record test. Table, I can select incident. We will just deactivate or delete this client script later. So I can select incident, type on load, and here we have script section. I will just write a script. So here I can put where gr test equal to new glide record, and I can just put incident. Here I can just do gr test dot query. Don't go with the syntax for now because I'm just putting these line of code just for the demo. If gr test dot next, I will just alert hello test is done, and that's it. And I will just save this. Our script is ready, and I will just save this. So client script is created. Now if you remember, there was a type of scan which you can also directly run from the record, because there is a related link. If I will just first change this now, and at the bottom you can see we have this run point scan. Now we will not run it from here first. We will run it directly from check first. So I will go to instance scan, and I can go to checks. Here we have do not use glide record, and I will click on test check. I'll click this. It will execute the scan. See, we got one finding. If I click on go to result, you will see the same client script. And see, glide record dot test, and we have one check. That means it has found the issue in this client script. So as a developer, if I have added a glide record in client script and there is a check available for that, and if I have ran the scan, then system will tell me that, hey, you have an issue with this client script, fix it before you go to the next instance. Now we will open this client script and we will run the point scan. So here I will click on this run point scan. If I will click on this, it will execute it again. See, one finding. I go to result. Absolutely, we got this again. That means it is telling me that, hey, you have an issue. We will also run one more scan, which is full scan, because we want to see how exactly system is reacting. So let's go to checks and we will run the full scan. If you remember, we did get a lot of findings, but they were just part of the out of the box findings. But I will click on this execute full scan. It should be fast as well because we have just added one client script. That's it, which is not following the guidelines. So it is running and it will show us the full results. Yep, we got 19 findings. I will click on go to results, and 20. We got 20 findings, and we should have that finding as well. Yes, do not use glide record. It will also tell you, so we have these 53 checks. It is not showing you the target. Ideally, target is, I think when you run the point scan, I think then only it shows these targets. Ideally it should come, but this time you can see it is just giving me all the 353 checks, and it is giving me this client script as well, the culprit. That means you have to, as a developer, you have to fix this finding. So, and how? If you remember, I told you I will just open this finding. I don't want to mute because this is priority 1. I have to fix it. I need to use glide Ajax. I can just assign a task. So I will click on new, and here let's say I will assign it to able tutor, and I will put fix by replacing code with glide Ajax, and I will just submit this. Our task is created. I will save this. That means now you can follow up with the developer on the basis of this task, whether this is closed or not, before we move to next environment. And that's it. So by leveraging instance scan and following recommended practices, you can maintain a healthy and optimized ServiceNow instance. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.